If it was up to me, our next mission would be this museum thing. But we could do something else.
Any other irons in the fire?
So
I have irons in the fire, but I need to properly plan them.
Before anything else happens, the Find 'em Boy clock filled up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We had
So
that thing stuff.
I want to be
He's a
nowhere
good
near
boy.
you.
He's a good doggy.
He's found you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
He wants a treat.
I'm ready to befriend this dog, man.
So
Oh, you're gonna turn it into who's a good dog.
I'm the alpha wolf.
like Myron's previous visit.
I'm just gonna snap it on the snout and go.
Wait, is the dog's name Myron?
No, Myron's the name of the solicitor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Like, it's similar to Myron's previous visit. Late afternoon, before the shop closes one day, there is this old-looking man who is hunched over. He has kind of this long, or not long, short white crop beard, white hair that's slicked back like this, and he's carrying a cane. And he walks up to the doorway, and you, if you're up there, or Penelope, if you're there, recognize him immediately, because this is Lord Vorus. Because you saw a picture of him when you were robbing his place.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And so are you in the front room? Like,
Yeah, of course.
who wants to? Are
Sounds
you
like
guys
we
in the
need to
front
kill
room,
Lord
or?
Voris.
I'm definitely in the front of the room, yeah.
Okay.
I'm always
is
there.
a good boy.
I sit on the stool and greet people. Like,
Yeah.
Now
Welcome
he's
to
seen all of our
Havelock.
faces, though.
This is my store. I'm greeting this man.
Which is
So
not
you're
good.
you're up here too. Everybody's there. Who's in the scene?
I think it's up to you whether you're
I'm there.
upstairs. Yeah. I mean, because you're saying that it's locking
What
up.
time of the day
I'm
is
not
it?
upstairs.
Early
I
afternoon.
try not
Early
to be
afternoon?
seen at
Oh.
this location.
Okay, cool. All right, so
Which is
you
why I'm in the fabric.
Yes.
You can hide in the fabric if you want.
with his jars.
Yeah.
It's like that Homer Simpson in the bushes gif where Homer Simpson backs into the
Yeah,
bushes.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
I'm gonna say I'm making
Did you
a
see the one where they like put the Sean Spicer face in there
Yeah,
instead?
yeah,
I was like,
There's a
Sean
few of them in Seattle.
Spicer. So
Yeah.
good.
So that was ridiculous. So he comes in and he presses the door open. There's a little ringing of the bell that you guys have set up before, and he walks in with his cane. He's very, very feeble. He walks in. He takes a whole step with his cane. You know, he needs it to walk.
Welcome to Havelocks.
Good afternoon. I am looking for the proprietor of this establishment.
Okay, and I kind of like peek my head out from around a corner. And I'm like, "Oh, yes, sir. It's Ptolemy Havelock. How are you?"
He glances down at
Thanks.
your hand.
Is it Tommy Havelock?
Ptolemy.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like Tommy Hilfiger. It's like that
Tommy
was maybe-
Havelock here.
No, yeah,
He's wearing a shirt that says Tommy.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Ptolemy with a P.
He glances down at your hand as you hold it up and goes. Gives you one of these cold looks.
You reach over and take
A pleasure, I'm sure. My name is Lord Vorus.
I see you're not one for physical gestures.
No, I'm not.
Alright.
Mr. Ptolemy, this is a nice shop you've got here.
Yes, this is my life's work. I've put everything into this shop.
How long have you been in the district?
Oh, I would say the better part of nearly a decade.
I see. And in all your time dealing with... He pauses for a second. He doesn't say that. Let me rewind. So I'd imagine over your time you've encountered a wide variety of odd cloths and fabrics, all manner of silks coming through the night market, yes? Probably some very rare artifacts, clothing artifacts.
Yes, I mean, I have clientele that ranges in all different classes and statuses, and I've worked with some of the finest materials.
Fantastic. Have you ever encountered anything like this? He says, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out this small glass orb with this brass band wrapped around of it, and he holds it out to you.
I'm not touching it.
Okay.
I will look at it.
He goes,
but I'm not putting my hand up to grab it.
He says, I think it's an accessory or something of the like. Perhaps at one time or another it hung off a bangle or a chain. Do you think it could be fashioned into a necklace?
A necklace?
Yes. He gets uncomfortably close to you, so close
I'm
that
not
you
a
can
jeweler.
you can smell his breath coming off you.
Ew.
It smells like rotten garlic.
Oh, he's got old man breath.
And he like holds this thing
doesn't
right up,
brush.
right up
Oh,
under your
God.
face.
Well, if he's gonna hold it up right to my face, I'm gonna like push it back down.
Okay, so you press the object back down, and as soon as you touch it, it no.
Yeah, like,
This
and then
is the most
I just-
awkward exchange. This is like Donald Trump trying
well,
to shake people's hands.
because if you bring it up to here, it's not like I'm getting a good look. I'm just getting a close
Yeah.
look.
You bring it to
I
a
bring it back
clothing
down
store
so
and
you
you're
can
like,
look at it.
"Turn this into a necklace."
So
I smell like garlic.
I'm looking at this, and
I don't know what you think we
Uh,
do here.
am I noticing anything
You're all
peculiar
good.
about this?
Not necessarily. No. You notice that Lord Vorus is now peering intently at the orb.
Well, sir, I don't really make jewelry. I think that you would maybe want to go find someplace else. I focus mostly on
He puts it away.
clothing. I mean,
Oh no, on the contrary, I think I found the exact location I need. It's a nice shop you've built up here, Mr. Ptolemy. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it.
well,
And
I
he-
mean, it would be because I've put my whole life into the shop.
And
So
he-
yeah, it would be pretty bad if something bad happened here.
He turns around and starts walking towards the door, and turns back to you on his way out and says, "A real shame."
Yeah,
And
it
then
would be a real shame.
There's a cling of the bell as he walks out.
Oh God. He clings out, and I'm like, okay.
Do you? Does the
should've
tune
just
require
murdered him.
touching
You
things?
should have killed him.
No.
Can I just have line of sight?
Yeah, if
Does
you want to attune to that
Does
thing.
it
I
have
mean,
a visual
I always
thing? Like,
could
do they
still
see
go
me
kill
like
him.
arcing lightning
So-
at it or something?
Nope,
It
you
wasn't
describe
the
it.
dog
Okay,
that
So
was
if
the-
you're like
the
over, it may
first
affect
to
your
discover who
effect
you
and
are.
your position, but yeah.
Yeah, because if he,
Yeah.
while he had it out, I definitely want to have a chance to attune to it. Cause I'm
Sounds like
excited
controlled
about
standard.
it. Yes.
Like a weird
Oh, so
dog.
we're
Flash him back.
We
Yeah.
could hear what was going on.
Yeah.
I was in the front.
She's right there for
Yeah,
some.
Caelin
I
was
was
in
in
the
the
team.
fabric.
I don't make jewelry. I steal jewelry.
I was gonna be like, there's a jeweler down the street.
So I have a
I
6,
still
but I
do
do get
too.
lowered effect because I still have 1 injury.
Okay, so limited effect. So as you're peering at this thing, you
Let's
you
see
attune
this.
to it a bit, and you know nobody else around you can see it. But in the image of the ghost veil, it's giving out as soon as it gets close. As soon as it gets close to Ptolemy, it's giving off this faint pulse in the ghost veil. You don't know exactly what that means, but you can have a couple of
He wants
guesses.
to trap you in it.
Gotcha. All right,
In the orb.
that's enough to convey
want you to
information
be-
to Tommy.
He's herb boy.
No,
So
I
you
think
left
It
the
didn't
orb
give
with
off
you?
those pulses until
No,
it got
no.
close to Ptolemy.
what I suspect is that dog is like his hunting dog, and so like he's the ghost field is like, okay, I'm using my dog to hunt down the scent of the person. I don't think he's trying to trap me in a ghost field. I think it was just
No,
to
I know.
discover where I'm located at, and now he's basically like he's got the upper hand.
Well,
So
but we can create false movements by taking that orb around town and
But it's already left.
Forrest tucked it back into his pocket.
Oh,
to
okay.
get out with it.
I
He
don't-
was
So you
holding
just-
onto it.
I
That's
don't
just
necessarily
why-
think the
why
orb
was
is a
here.
tracking device. I think the orb just is a thing.
yeah,
Okay. We should break it.
So when
The
we
orb
should
is-
break
when he
into his
leaves,
house and steal it.
the orb the orb to
Fuck
me
you,
is
Boris.
basically
Showing us
like
things.
a compass or a GPS.
yeah.
in the
So I
equivalent.
basically reveal to you when he leaves that what I saw and how I speculate that basically you've been tagged somehow and that thing tracks you. How you
That
were
must
tagged, I cannot say.
that clearly makes sense for him to say again and again. It would be a shame if something bad were to happen to the place.
How will we protect it then?
Just
Well,
move it somewhere
A
else.
good defense. I'm
it's
sorry.
an
what is-
offense.
The best,
Yeah,
the
the
best,
best
the best
defense
defense
is
is a good
offense.
offense.
Yes, exactly. Something like that. Because, Lord
No, the
Boris
best
has
offense
been...
is a good defense.
Yes,
It's
'cause-
backwards.
No, it's the best
No,
defense
it's
is
the
good
other way
offense.
around.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
the other way around.
Yeah,
it talks about how, like,
Because
you
you
take
just
the fight to your
outscore the
enemy.
teams.
Yes.
Mhm.
Lord Boris has been in this
Score
town
more
for
points.
generations. It would be a shame if anything happened to his home.
Yeah,
Like
especially
arson.
Ooh,
Jeez.
Marco and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
I don't like someone.
Kill it
who
with
crosses
fire.
this.
Fire is blameless.
Fire is cleansing.
Yes.
Fire's not
Pure.
blameless. People find out who may set fires all the time.
Wow.
So that night, you guys notice that there are 2 Bluecoats across the street from Havelock's, and they're trying to be careful about it, but you can see that they are definitely watching the shop. They like move up and down the street and go somewhere else for a few minutes, and then immediately like come back.
So they see us before we walk out.
Lean up against the lamppost and walk it. I mean, they're watching you. You know that. I don't know if you're moving tonight or not, but that night, that's what you will see.
You mean I'll see it when I finally walk out, or I see it through like a window?
You can see
or
it through the
something?
window.
Okay.
Like before we leave.
Yes.
Because yeah, that would give me the opportunity to
No,
tell
this
you
is
guys
not what I
to like
expected.
maybe make your exits like separate or something.
I would have expected more of Lord Vorus. He has such a dramatic flair for security in his home. I think he would do something less mundane than calling the police.
Well,
Unless he's bribing them.
I would just...
Which is definitely a possibility.
You think that's exactly what he's
Yeah.
doing. Either that, or he has something on them, and they're like loyal to him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he had an artifact that we then gave over to a man who I would consider much more powerful than him. So,
Yeah.
like, even though
Call it a
he
favor.
tried to buck up to me, I still feel as though we have the resources to combat him if we need to.
We weren't promised anything by...
I know we weren't
What's his
promised
face?
anything, but
Skurlock?
Yeah.
we're
pretty much on
I
our
did
own.
I did get a good rapport with him, so
So what? You're going to go all the way out there and tell him to come protect our shop?
no, but I'm saying that Lord Vorus hasn't done anything yet, and if he were, then maybe I would have to do something drastic.
I feel like once he does something, it will be too late.
Yeah, I feel like we should
I feel he will burn the place down.
do something to him. Screw with his.
Or, alternatively, we can try to figure out...
We can try and figure out what that orb does.
Or, I don't know,
Well,
I was
figure out
thinking
how to-
more...
I feel like the orb is a GPS. That's what it does. That's what I feel like it does.
Well, let's confirm that suspicion.
Is that what we want to focus on? Because I want to focus on this tooth. That's my concern.
I also feel that way, but in the present circumstance, don't you feel that as Ptolemy Haberdasher extraordinaire, that if you see 2 Bluecoats that are clearly casing the shop, you should invite them in,
Yeah,
offer them tea,
that's what I was
have
going
them
to say.
take their weight off their feet. After all, it'd be so much more comfortable casing the joint if they could do it from within in the lovely confines of our shop, enjoying a cuppa.
We don't have anything here.
I go outside.
Okay. The 2 Bluecoats are across the street.
I go walk over to them.
So they see you coming, and you can tell there's this moment on their faces where like, oh, shit. And they like regain their composure.
So, what time of day is it?
It's probably early evening around this time.
Evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
I couldn't help but notice you were admiring my shop. Have you ever had an opportunity to look at the fine fabrics of Havelock's? I am one of the finest... No, I should rephrase. I am the finest designer in all of the land. And I feel like, why look from outside when you can take a better look on the inside?
Risky standard.
As soon as he engages, if either of them looks towards the shop through the glass, I will wave enthusiastically at them.
Now, is that a
I'm making more tea.
is that a consort or a sway?
You tell me.
The smell
Consort
of
is generally with your friends, but if you're gonna like
Oh, man.
consort, hey buddies.
I
You know?
mean, these people are
I
not
would
my
say,
friends.
I would say no. I'd be brandy.
Okay.
I have brandy, and I'm preparing.
Well,
So I like shake it out.
so the important like it's whether or not you're treating them like your friends, right? Swaying is like manipulating somebody to do something, which could be this how you're taking it here. Consort is like friends, buddies, come be you know, it depends on the type of tact you're taking.
I mean, they aren't actually my friends, but I am talking to them like, oh, like wonderful people.
Yeah,
Come check out this place.
they're law enforcement. You know,
Yeah.
they protect the city.
Yeah. So I'm asking you, and then you're gonna say, what do I feel like?
I
think that it seems.
think it's consort.
I think
because
it's
you
consort.
are a pillar of the community. These are guardians of the community. You're gonna treat them like you are their friend, and you want to make sure because it's a dangerous job to be a cop in this day and age.
But you know what?
I can see either consort or sway working. It's the position and effect's going to be the same.
I'm gonna take a stress for consort so I can get an extra thing.
2 stress to push yourself.
2 stress. Yes, that seems worth it to me.
Is there a way for me to assist? Or you don't need it.
You need to pay 1 stress and then describe how you're doing it. But yeah.
Do you want help?
I mean, I've got 2 dice.
Okay.
So.
I was gonna be like, "Is alcohol in here?"
That could
We
actually
got
work
the
against
Bluecoat
them if you're
special.
offering
No,
them alcohol
yeah.
on duty and implying that they might be luscious.
I'm just gonna.
But
roll.
if you did it well enough, you could be like, come in and, put your feet up if you want to
I'm just
do
gonna
that.
roll.
Fine,
Okay.
Just do it.
4.
Okay.
That doesn't seem too good, but
So that's
4s and 5s are basically
okay.
Your bread and butter.
Okay.
it's a partial success with some consequences. You do it, but there's a consequence. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do here, the easiest thing is you guys are basically inviting Bluecoats into your lair,
Yeah.
which definitely would generate some heat for the crew. So
But if we take 1 more heat, then don't we have a wanted thing?
that's right. You can resist a consequence, remember. Any consequence I present, you can always resist. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys +2 heat, which will kick you up to a wanted level and then 1 more heat.
What does
Do we-
level do?
One of
level-
us would have to go to jail
To reduce it.
Reduce it.
And wanted level also determines the amount, these types of entanglements we roll during downtime. It kicks that up into another table tier, and it also determines the force that the police force brings when they go after you.
I guess
if
I
they have
could go to
reason
jail.
Is there literally no other way
It would make the
to
most
reduce wanted levels other than going to jail?
Going to jail is the in-system way of doing it. If you guys could think of another way to do it, we could talk about it. If we're
Okay.
doing a score, I could see that working. If you want to do a score to reduce your wanted level, we'd have to talk about how you're
I
doing
could
that.
go to jail. I mean, like, I recently had a situation where, like, I got away from some Bluecoats that were trying to shake me down. So-
Yeah. Do you have somebody else prepared to play? Because if you go to jail like right now, then
You could also resist the consequence. If you went to jail, we basically roll some time passes and we see what happens.
Yeah.
It's not like a whole thing. So
We
Caelin
can-
could come back.
or she could be killed in prison.
She won't get killed, but it
Oh.
could be very bad.
wait.
Or
here's a question.
You can resist the consequence.
If she goes to jail, does she have an opportunity to like gain some sort of like insight?
So
Like she can like talk with somebody.
there's a
in her cell, or
there's
maybe?
a whole claim system for prison, and
Uh-huh.
depending on how well you roll when you're in prison, you can actually gain prison claims.
Is that beneficial to you?
How long would I be there?
It depends on what you went in for. It could be as little as a few weeks.
Talking about game time.
Yeah. It would be a matter of moments. We'd roll and then we'd say time passes.
Yeah.
So you get to come back out of jail.
Yeah.
It's like downtime. It just
Okay.
is part of the
Let him
downtime.
in.
cycle.
Yeah. So yeah.
So you're not going to resist the consequence?
No, I'm
Okay.
not going to resist the consequence because it's also good to get rid of this wanted thing because that's something that's always going to be on us for a while until we get rid of it. So
Well, if you resist, you won't take the wanted level. You'll just sit at this heat. You'll take stress, but you won't take the heat because you're resisting it.
she's fine with it. So I'm going to do it.
All right. Cool.
I just took stress.
If I lose
So
this
to
character,
take-
I really don't care that much.
No, you're not going to lose your character. You're going to be playing.
Well, something bad could happen in prison that could make me.
The worst thing that happens is that you gain a level of trauma.
Trauma's great. I don't know why people are so worried about trauma.
Trauma sucks. You're getting reduced effect on all your stuff.
No, that's only because I still have
That's-
this.
I drank some really bad
harm.
prison wine.
My trauma is my recklessness.
But you don't have any harm.
I have
on you guys.
explosive
Oh,
diarrhea for
I actually
weeks.
have it on me.
The event is
We
so
copied my
traumatic.
sheet this week. I just didn't want to have to erase again. I still have that dog fight.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, but you do it. So yeah, they like look to each other kind of curiously, and you can tell they don't really want to come in because they're worried about getting ambushed. But they're thinking, look, we were told to watch this guy. What better place to watch him from inside the shop? And we're tough enough where we can get out any scrape this guy might put us in. So yeah, they follow you into the shop. They come in and they're like looking around at the fabrics and stuff like that.
Yes, gentlemen. Do you often find yourselves looking for something to wear to a special occasion?
They're like glancing around the room, and one of them says, "Well, my wife says I was looking kind of shabby lately.
Oh, good
Maybe
sir.
maybe a new suit could spruce me right up."
I think that your wife has the right idea. Let me get you ready for sizings, and then I pull them over to like the back area, where all the fabric and like the dummy thing is.
Okay.
And so you guys obviously can do whatever you guys
I've
want.
made-
I'm concealed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
But
have made
watching.
refreshments.
They are looking around intently.
Finger sandwiches.
Okay. You like come up with finger sandwiches?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just like saying finger sandwiches.
Do
Yes.
you actually pop up?
Yes, I have
Yeah.
finger sandwiches and tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they take the finger sandwiches and tea.
Perhaps something stronger?
They kind of shake their heads and goes, "No, we're on duty."
Fair
that
enough.
Sort of thing.
Oh my god, they're actual fingers.
Oh my god.
Take a bite, officer.
Like they look at these things suspiciously.
They're just like cucumber sandwiches. They're like grandma sandwiches. They're the most bland things ever.
So now,
Ophelia taught me how to
yeah.
make them.
So they've presented that,
Take a bite.
and I'm like,
She always makes.
"Are you
finger
ready for
sandwiches.
measurements?"
One of them kind of nods a bit and goes,
You think of how it feels
Yeah, I
super
mean-
bland as a person.
I suppose I could be. You know, I don't really have a lot of
It's cream cheese and cucumber.
slugs
Oh, I
with
hate
me
that
these
so
days,
much.
though. Running low.
You're running low. Huh.
So maybe we could work something out. You know, a new suit. Maybe gets us to forget about some stuff for a while.
Yeah, I mean, if you find what you come here to look for and you get it,
Those finger
you don't need to keep looking.
That's right.
I really want them
No
over.
reason to come back to the clothing shop if we're gonna just,
Yeah, you just get your clothes
Save the
and
day again.
you've got what you've came here for.
So the other officer kind of leans into the guy a bit and goes, "Yeah, I mean, there's the suit for him.
Do you not want a suit?
I mean, I was always more of just a straight up kind of cash person myself."
Oh,
I can make
cash.
sexy lingerie as well.
I'm
dress?
telling you, I could give you cash, but clothes, that's gonna make you look like $1 million.
Yeah, I think maybe
A million coin.
2 coin gets me to forget about this
2 coin.
for a little while anyway.
A little while.
I
I
mean,
told you, 2 coins.
I
Nothing.
say that from the other room. A little while.
I could
like
make-
I'm not even in the room, and I just say a little while.
I could make you
I'm
clothing
concealed
that
in the roof, and I
that-
say a little while.
I could make you clothing that is just like 2 coin
Are you
in,
just, like,
in
never
value,
visible in
in
the shop?
quality, and
You might suggest that he's undercutting his friend getting an amazing suit. Because if he ruins it for his partner, it's a loss for the two of them.
Actually, those are about the same equivalent. A nice suit is about the equivalent of a 2 coin. About there.
No, but would that end up costing us 2 coin to make that suit? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
that's
it's not
that's
our money.
that's a good question.
He's already purchased this stuff.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I don't.
Maybe they share the suit. Maybe they're the same
No,
size.
because I feel like
They're
because it's a
twins.
clothing store, you could just give them the suit for free.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's the
Yeah.
point, is that he's costing
No
his
cash.
friend. Like, if he's demanding cash and it wrecks the deal, then there's no point having one of them.
I see.
Because as a clever businessman, he would play them one against each other,
Right, yes.
rather than, like, give in
You
to
could
the
take
giving
that
of
route
2
if you
coin.
wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the route that I want to take is, instead of offering them straight up cash, like, offering them clothes seems beneficial
No, it's
to
Arizona tea.
me also.
In a jug.
Because,
Sweetened.
like, I'm making something for them that doesn't involve me giving
Do you
them
want some?
cash, and
Yes,
it's made by me, so
So you want them to take the clothes rather than the cash.
that, I would always, have them take the clothes rather than cash.
Okay.
So,
Risky standard.
what is that? That's a sway.
What are you doing in the fiction?
I mean, I'm telling them that the value of getting a custom suit is something that is even better than 2 coin.
Okay.
Just tell
Yeah.
them that they're gonna like the way they
And
look.
I think that
you
that's a
guarantee
sway.
it.
Sounds like it to me.
I'm definitely
Excellent.
swaying them to the idea that this is better for them. And that's a 6.
That's a
Yes.
6, yeah. So they
Well done.
you say that, and he pauses for a minute and goes, "I guess I could always sell the thing if I really wanted the money."
He says that in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
You're
like,
like,
I don't say anything, but I'm just like,
You monster.
like you're gonna sell custom suit. Jesus
You
Christ!
can't sell.
Like you're such an animal. No wonder you describe yourself as a casual man because you're
You're a casual human.
because you're a basic bitch.
Anyway,
This
You get pumped
is
by
like
lattes.
pulsing through my brain.
yeah. Anyway, so they
I'm
Like
gonna,
the-
sell a,
like-
I'm gonna sell a suit that's
like
tailored
the-
to fit me.
like
Vein
like
is
the vein on
popping
my
out.
forehead.
so they stand there and get measurements.
Yeah, I'm measuring them. I get like a good look at how their body
Mhm.
is.
Cool.
I get a good. I get a,
How is that body?
Yeah, how are their bodies?
Yeah,
I get
are
a-
they fit?
Yeah, they're a little athletic. They're Bluecoats. They got to stay in
I
shape.
get a good look at their names.
These guys do. We're night market.
I'm
Yeah,
measuring
they're part
and
of
I
the,
get
We're
a
in a,
calendar
we're in a
crew.
fiction.
Yes,
I,
oh, that's
I
right.
see their names. What are their names?
Oh yeah. So you have there's two names. Officer Giovanni
Giovanni.
and
Menendez, please let it be Menendez.
Menendez
No.
brothers.
and Officer Ham.
With two M's.
Ooh,
Yeah,
is
it's
it with
two
two
M's.
M's?
Yeah, it's
Is
with
he
two
the more
M's.
handsome of the two?
I
He's
mean,
You realize you just named
he's
a police officer, Officer Ham.
I did, Ryan. That's the joke.
he's modeled after John Hamm.
Officer Chris P. Bacon.
I could have rolled for it, but I didn't.
Oh.
All right.